welcome to our spring graduation. My name is Leanne. I'm the Director of Programs and Client Experience here at the AC. And I'm pleased to be joining everyone who's here virtually from AC HQ to help inaugurate 4 new companies into our AC Incubate graduation group. We're very excited to see everyone here today and to be hosting this event as our first of many hybrid celebrations. For those of you joining online, thank you for celebrating with us. Today we are celebrating 4 incredible startup journeys. As many of you know, AC Incubate is among the world's most intensive entrepreneurial support program with 4 phases of programming and hundreds of critical milestones that push entrepreneurs to thrive. Today's graduating companies, Pulse Industrial, Recess Guardians, SmartConcil, and Eagle Vision Systems have shown us what it takes to join the ranks of Canada's top tech companies and have their logos added to our wall of outstanding alumni. Throughout our celebration, we will hear from the founders about their journey and how the AC supported them, and about their plans for continued success. However, before we hear from the founders, I would like to take this moment to thank all of the AC staff for all the hard work that they do. We have an incredible team that has a deep and unique understanding of the journey AC startups undertake. Your support and expertise is the foundation of our organization, and it's an honor and pleasure to lead this team. Your efforts are the reason the AC is the #1 accelerator in Canada and why we are well positioned to take on our new strategic roadmap and vision to be the #1 full-stack startup hub in the world. Additionally, I'd like to take this time to thank our mentors, our board of directors, and our community partners for your support and guidance and contributions to the AC. As you will hear this afternoon, the impact you have had on our entrepreneurs is tremendous, and our programs would not be what they are today without you. We've got an action-packed agenda, so without further ado, I'd like to introduce our guest speaker, Ruth Castleman. Ruth is the co-founder of Alert Labs, another successful AC alumni, and is well known for the importance of, and knows well the importance that the milestone achievement these startups are celebrating today. So please join me in welcoming Ruth.
I believe this is the first time I have spoken in front of live people in 2.5 years, and I'm going to juggle water and a clicker and a mic and papers. So, all right. I need my first slide. That's not it. There we go. Yes, this is my first slide. I put that on there because someone for sure was going to say there's something wrong with the slides or it's not working or something like that. So this is my first slide. I am really happy to be here today, both to celebrate our grads and also, again, to be out in public and to see people in real life. So glad to see everybody today. I want to take a moment to introduce myself. And I want to take just briefly to talk about what makes entrepreneurs unique. And after properly congratulating today's graduates, I am going to tell you what you should do next, because I'm sure everyone here knows how much entrepreneurs are told what to do next. So that'll be my job today. My name is Ruth Castleman, and I'm on the Accelerator Center Board of Directors. 7 years ago, I co-founded Alert Labs, an IoT hardware and software company that is primarily focused on water conservation and property damage prevention. As the Chief Operating Officer, my role is to set things up so that everything at the company ran smoothly. From business and financial systems to manufacturing and customer support, marketing and more, I viewed my role as that of business enablement. How do we plan now for what might happen in the future? And how do I ensure that everyone sees value in what we're doing every day? So Alert Labs was founded in 2015. We grew from 30 to 50 people. We grew from an idea to 6 commercialized products and a whole portfolio of online systems and tools. We grew from a small local dream to an international firm that attracted the attention of a US public company. We sold the business in 2018, and I stayed on as COO until the end of 2021. I'm only going to share one bragging point because I'm so proud of the great work that Alert Labs has done. In 2021 alone, Alert Labs saved over 2 billion gallons of treated water from being wasted, which is valued at about $20 million, along with preventing 30 million pounds of CO2 equivalent from entering the Earth's atmosphere. So for reference, that's approximately the equivalent of flying about 15,000 people from Toronto to Vancouver. But there are amazing success stories coming out of the Waterloo region every day, and today we're going to celebrate 4 of those. So the AC said that I could have slides today. It seemed like a great idea to help me move things along. So here's how I started. Let's talk about entrepreneurs, right? Should be easy. I thought of a bunch of words that are entrepreneurs, and I needed to settle on one. So here's where I landed. That entrepreneurs are unique. There truly are very few people who understand the journey that entrepreneurs travel. But luckily, many of them are in the room today. I invite you to look back to when you first told people that you were going to start your own business. And I bet it went something like this. Oh, I can't see my slides now. What did I do? There we go. This is what people think entrepreneurs do: wear hoodies and play foosball. But having lived the entrepreneur's journey myself, I am 100% certain that it went a lot more like this. Designing new products, creating new markets, building an engineering team, building a marketing team, building a sales team, building a customer support team, learning the bare minimum required about payroll and taxes, finding a good domain name that isn't taken, hiring your first employee, hiring your 50th employee, navigating a global pandemic, securing my first customer, just making sure my slides are working. It's good, all right. Securing my 100th customer, having my first repeat sale, borrowing money from my mom, pitching investors, convincing a bank to open a line of credit for you even though you don't have any history, setting up every legal template imaginable, consoling an employee with a sick dog, emptying the garbage can, doing a seminar on leadership, duct taping my prototype back together, figuring out the latest COVID restriction, figuring out how to fax something to the government, being super excited about great news, being super sad about sad news, staying awake at night, worrying about the next customer, the next product launch, the next payroll, your business survival, loving your employees, laughing and crying, and I think most importantly, being excited about the possibilities of tomorrow. I could spend hours talking about the challenges and rewards of each of these functions, and I know the list includes many, many more, but I know that you know. The answer is you do whatever it takes to succeed, not only for you and for your family, but for your employees, for their families, for your investors, and for your community. The success of one of us in the Waterloo region adds credibility for all of us. Our success attracts investment dollars. It attracts new employees to relocate here. It attracts new brands, all of which continue to raise our profile. And as a local business leader, it can be a heavy responsibility. Like me, I bet that you have felt the responsibility to succeed so that the others behind us can continue to have the amazing opportunities that we have had. I remember when Alert Labs was accepted into the Accelerator Center's Jumpstart program. We were awarded $30,000, and at this time, it seemed like all the money in the world. It enabled us to get off the ground. We hired our first employee. We paid our rent. We built a prototype. I remember walking into the lobby of the Accelerator Center and seeing the grad wall. So those of us here today can see it in person, but I put up an image for anyone who's not physically here. I remember looking at all of those impressive, real companies that I thought maybe one day we could be one of those. So there's us. There's Alert Labs, we did it. So I say congratulations to our graduates today as your tile is also added to this wall. It is a huge accomplishment, and I hope you'll take a moment to recognize all of the wins and the learnings that brought you to today. But you're not done. After you leave here today, I know you're going back and your head's down, running your business, solving your next challenge, hiring your next employee. And this leads me to share a quote that helped me through some of the hard days of entrepreneurship. dramatic pause while I figure out my slides. On some of my most challenging days, when I really wanted to give up, this quote spoke to me. I didn't come this far to only come this far. I had worked so hard, and I knew that I had to keep going in order to achieve my goals. And I know that you can and you are doing this too. So this is the part where we come to where I tell you what to do. And I want to leave you with the thought that I hope is true. Entrepreneurs are grateful. I know you've worked extremely hard to get here. I know you've had sleepless nights, caffeine-fueled days, but I'm sure that you didn't do everything on your own. Whether it's your partner or your parents, your investors, your employees, the staff and mentors at the Accelerator Center, your best friend or your best enemy, there are countless people that have driven you to thrive. These people have pitched in and cheered you on from the sidelines, probably even more than we always realize. The Waterloo region is built by entrepreneurs for entrepreneurs, and you are now part of its successful history and its successful future. So here's what I tell you what to do. After your celebration is over today, take a moment to thank someone that has helped you on your journey. Send them a text or use the old-fashioned phone to call and say, hey, we graduated today, and I wanted to thank you for your part in our success. Gratitude has an amazing way of reminding us of how many things went right. So congratulations again to our newest Accelerator Center graduates. On behalf of the Accelerator Center board, I want you to know that we are very proud of you and we are always cheering you on from the sidelines. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ruth. Oh, thanks. All right, so we're going to start introducing our graduate companies to come in to introduce themselves and talk a little bit about their journey. So the first company I'd like to welcome up is Pulse Industrial. Pulse Industrial was one of the first companies to join the AC's TD Sustainable Future Lab and started with the AC in our Jumpstart program. Pulse Industrial is an IoT company with the primary goal to reduce fuel consumption, reduce greenhouse gas emissions, and improve safety in industrial plants through the use of artificial intelligence and machine learning analytics. Its innovative technology and cloud-based AI software systems monitors and analyzes the efficiency of the equipment and determines whether it's working efficiently. If a problem is detected, the system will automatically notify the team and that immediate maintenance is required. Please join me in welcoming Brian Fedoruk, partner and COO at Pulse Industrial.
Okay, hi everybody. This is also my first real life event in 2 years, so we'll see how I do. I got a phone, not paper. So I already been introduced, but my name is Brian. I'm partner and COO at Pulse. And our company, as we've already been introduced, won't go into it too much, but basically we make both a hardware product and a software product, and we sell it with a software as a service business model. So an ongoing subscription payment. So we have to kind of manage both those sides of our company and build teams who can kind of do both things. So in terms of the journey here, we've come a long way since we first joined the AC. Pulse's journey here started before I was even with the company. My business partner, Thomas, in the early days as the founder, he was here as part of the Jumpstart program in 2019. And that was mostly during a product development phase and kind of getting those business fundamentals all set down. And then after that, Thomas and the team went to HAX. It's another program in China, in Shenzhen. And that's kind of how I got joined up with them partially. So I had been in HAX for another venture. And then from there, I joined and we came back to Canada at that point, and we continued to build the product and started to sell more and more. Maybe not with the world's most refined process, but we got a couple sales under our belt. It was a little bit messy. And from there, we went and raised a Series Seed round of financing, a good seed round, nothing crazy, but a modest round. And we knew at that time, okay, we got a little bit of resources now. We have a team of 4 people. What do we do next? And that's when we knew we had to get the help of the Accelerator Center to help us in our scale journey. Although it wasn't in person, this is actually literally the first time I've been at this building in 2 years. We worked really closely with a lot of the mentors. In the beginning, especially on the sales and customer experience side, we built a sales playbook and a customer experience process and marketing plan and HR and all those sorts of things you need to scale the business. And that really brings us to where we are today. Over the past 2 years, we've been working on that, growing sales, hiring people. And so where we are today is we've raised, that seed round I was talking about. We also recently secured a $3.5 million grant from SDTC, which is awesome because it's non-dilutive funding. Our team has grown from when I joined at 4 to now over 25 people, including we have 12 salespeople on our team across North America, so in different cities in different regions throughout North America. We have partnerships in place with leaders in our industry. We have growing revenue finally, and a Series A is hopefully on the horizon pretty shortly. So I wanted to give a special thanks to the mentors I worked with especially closely here. So Kevin and Bob on the sales and CS side, and then Jackie and Ellen and Don as well. And Chantel as well. Thank you guys very much for helping us build our company and grow, and we're excited to graduate, and it's good to finally see you in person after a couple of years. So it's too bad that we couldn't have been here a bit longer to talk in person, but we'll be around. We're just up the street in Waterloo there, and we're looking forward to keeping you up to date on our journey. Thanks very much.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Brian. Next up is the founder and CEO of Recess Guardians, Mike McDonald. When Mike graduated from high school, his parents suggested he take a year off before attending university to travel and work. He chose to work in an inner-city elementary school in his hometown of Saskatoon, where he discovered that disciplinary issues caused by bullying and extreme boredom were so prolific, local schools were canceling recess. Recess Guardians is a Canada-wide free program that builds leadership abilities and encourages a healthy lifestyle. They help teach youth positive building blocks for their future in a fun, safe, and educational environment. Mike joined the AC at the beginning of 2019, and since then has been making massive strides through the AC Incubate program, has adapted and pivoted through COVID-19, moved from Saskatchewan to Ontario twice, and been funded through our AC Jumpstart program. So please join me in virtually welcoming Mike.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for having me today. Sorry I couldn't be there in person, but really excited about this opportunity. First things first, I'm going to talk about my company for just a short little bit, and then I'm going to get into why the AC is great. So my company is a charity that works to teach kids to be leaders on the playground during recess time. It teaches them that they are capable of being leaders in a multitude of ways. And our biggest thing is that we want to empower kids to believe in themselves again. And we do it through 3 different ways. We have an in-school program, we have a virtual program, and then through the Accelerator Center, we came up with something called Activate, which is a physical box program that contains both equipment and programming for 2 months that can be done both at home, and we have a school version as well. We're really excited about our growth. Actually, since COVID hit, we've had our 2 most successful years to date. And I say that is due to the Accelerator Center, because before COVID, all we had was an in-school program, and we couldn't even go in schools after that. So the AC really helped us out there. So enough about my company. I want to talk about the AC. So coming into the AC, guy from small town Saskatchewan, used to using a pitchfork, not a computer, wasn't really sure what to expect. So 2 things going into the AC that were different for us was, 1, we're not a technology company. We are 100% physical, in person. So that was interesting. Number two, we were a charity. We were not a for-profit, so that also put us in a different lens as well. What I have to say about the AC is you were phenomenal at working with us in every way, shape, and form. We weren't your typical company. We weren't necessarily the ones that were the easiest to work with. I can say I'm pretty outspoken, but you were phenomenal listening to us. You really gave me so many outlets for things I didn't know. And I really have to thank all the mentors for that. That's Kevin Hood, Kevin Elop, Rob Farnham, Steve Fike, Jackie Lauer, Bob Mathers, Don Thompson, and then Ellen Winters Green. You were all phenomenal. You were so good to deal with. And honestly, you saved our company. Coming in there, I didn't know if we were going to have enough room to run for the next year. With your help, we're doing better than ever. We're now have a physical product that we're currently talking to a couple major sporting leagues about. We have two companies who are now looking to bring us into the US in a major way. So, but you've made me believe in myself when I didn't believe in myself. So thank you so much for everything you've done. I know you're going to help guide so many people forward. And yeah, you're awesome. You're all rock stars. Thank you to the AC staff as well. You're incredible too. And please don't be a stranger. Thank you. And congratulations to the other companies as well. I've read your stories. Amazing work and hope to see you sometime in person. Okay. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mike. All right, up next we have CEO and founder of Eagle Vision, Leo Van Kampen, who is going to be joining us next. Eagle Vision's Cart Seeker, patented AI-based cart recognition technology, identifies and locates curbside waste carts and fully automates the operation of trucks' robotic lift arms without joystick manipulation. In 2017, Eagle Vision enrolled in the AC Incubate program, where they further developed the technology and increased their focus on the business portion of their product. During its expansion of its client base, Eagle Vision was acquired by its biggest client, McNeilis Truck and Manufacturing, and the corporation intends to use the Cart Seeker technology to improve autonomy, efficiency, and savings. Investing in waste collection, vehicle automation supports its strategy to bring the waste industry forward. So please join me in welcoming Leo.
Okay, I'd like to start by thanking the Accelerator for all of the guidance that we've gotten in the few years we've been here. When I started, I was quite a bit younger than I am today. I'm like that high school kid who never ever graduated and was only in high school 12 years. But here we are. I'd also like to thank the employees and the stakeholders that contributed in seeing our product through fruition. I've got a couple of words of wisdom from my time while I was here. First, and this is mostly intended for the young the young people who are starting out in the plan here. The first thing is that you have to have a problem, and this is all my point of view. So to me, there has to be a problem, and you have to be able to provide a solution for the problem, and there has to be a market for the problem. So I apologize to the guy who was working for the not-for-profit. I think there has to be profit. So the next thing is you have to be able to provide knowledge and be able to put together a team that can help you to solve the problem. The third thing is you got to have tremendously deep pockets, and you got to have access to very inexpensive money. The fourth thing is you got to be able to sacrifice a lot of your time. You're going to be working 7 days a week. You're going to be working 24-hour days sometimes, and you're going to lose some vacation time. The next thing is you got to be tremendously patient. Like I said, we've been here for 5 years. This thing started before we came. It's tremendously slow. If you think something's going to take you 6 months, You have to double that, and then you should multiply it by 5. And then you'll be a little more realistic. The last thing that I have on my list is you have to be willing to make changes in your direction, changes in your hardware, changes in your management style. Heck, you have to be able to make a change, as in stop paying wages. And some of these things are very hard to do. So there is no clear path. And if you follow all of these instructions and you find all of the ingredients, your cake may still not turn out. You have to do things to bias your luck, because I shouldn't say the word luck, because I don't believe in luck. You have to do things to bias your success. So in my situation, I naturally want to make machines work for people. I want them to work better. I want them to work smarter. So my problem that I saw was the garbage trucks and the way they collect garbage. I can't believe that they still have, and they still have it today, they have a man who hangs onto the back of a truck, jumps off, grabs a bag and throws it in the back of the truck and does it 1,000 times a day, day after day, regardless of the weather. So to me, this was an obvious thing to fix. The market will always be there, and there's a lot of trucks. There's a lot of garbage trucks, so the numbers are going to be good. The numbers should work out. So in terms of knowledge, I was raised on a farm around machinery, so I had a natural sense for how things work and how they can help people out. I got a degree in electronics engineering. I've always worked with motors and hydraulic systems, so I thought I could naturally fit in and get a solution. I connected with a lot of coworkers and people from different clubs, so I could put a team together that could help on the parts I wasn't good at. Now the money part, I've always been a pretty good saver, and I've also been a risk taker, so I ended up making enough money that I could start the business myself. I used self-funding to get the prototype up and going. When I ran out of money, I went to my family and got some convertible loans, and that got us to getting a reasonable market recognition, market presence. And when that money ran out, fortunately, our OEM guy decided that we were far enough along and were something that they could use, so they bought the company at time 0 there. So what is the product? You've heard a little bit of a description of it, but basically it's a standalone system where the computer sits inside the truck. We have a camera scanning curbside waste real time. And we recognize the cart. We built an AI system where we focused on accuracy, how accurately it puts the bounding box around the cart, so we can trust the cart's width, we can trust the cart height, we can trust where its center is, and now we can guide the system accurately to pick up the garbage cart, put it in the truck, dump it out, put the cart back. So that's it in a nutshell. The product is very simple in theory, and I don't know why it took 7 years to make. I really don't. But anyhow, that's the end of my story. Thanks.
Thanks, Leo. All right, last but not least, we are going to welcome Victor Salinas, CEO of SmartConcil, to the stage. Victor's other venture, Easy Beans, was accepted into AC Incubate, and Victor and his family moved to Toronto in September of 2019. 5 months later, the effects of COVID-19 reached Canada and the pandemic began, so they decided to move to Waterloo in 2021. As lockdown protocols came into effect and the academic institutions were forced into online learning procedures, Victor made the decision to take advantage of the new virtual landscape and bring the SmartConcil platform to the Canadian market. During SmartConcil's time at the AC, it has grown tremendously. Through an extremely successful first round of funding, SmartConcil was able to hire a sales team to continue growing its customer base and will be starting its second round soon. So please join me in welcoming Victor.
Hello? Yeah, here. Well, I'm using the cell phone too, so. Yeah, great. Well, this feels like the time I finished school, right? So I'm graduating from university too. This story started 10 years ago, I think, when the first time I decided to come to Canada to study English as a second language. And after 1 year I spent living here, I decided that when I came back to my country, I decided it's a good time to get a better job because now I have two languages to speak. But it was really hard for me to find a job in my country. And I decided that the easy way to go is to start being an entrepreneur. So I decided, hey, why not to start my own company? Which is easy way to go, right? I remember pitching my first investor, which is my wife, convincing her that this is going to be a very good adventure and probably in 30 years we'll try to do something, right? So 10 years later, with operation in 3 different countries, with more than 30 people in my team and having customers all across Latin America, I can say we made it. I remember the first sessions with Kevin felt like a student. Where is Kevin? Oh, Kevin is over there, yeah. No hard feelings, Kevin, no worries. Yeah, I remember the first session with Kevin, I felt like a student trying to convince him about what is my company, what was the idea behind the scenes. And it was, for me, it was like a changing the channel. I spent 10 years with my company trying to find a better way to sell my products. And I feel really happy to be part of the AC because they really helped me to understand think out of the box. I would like to thank all of the mentors during the process because they really helped me to understand and think in a different way about how you can grow a global company, not just in one specific market, but different ones. Well, I would also like to say thank you to my pals from Latin Startups because they believe in me at the beginning. I remember the first time having this conversation with Miriam about dreaming, having my company operating outside of Mexico. Of course, I would like to say thank you to my great team in Mexico. They really support the whole adventure with me. My partner, Gabby, which is, an incredible girl, and she's really strong. And, well, of course, my first partner and my first investor, which really helped me, so you're going to get more than 10x in your investment, my dear. Thank you so much for all of us being here. And, well, I feel really happy to be here. And well, I think there's a lot of things we still need to do. But something that I'm feel very proud is being a Latin, having success outside of my country. So thank you so much. Bye.
All right, thank you so much, Victor. So before we close, we have the tradition of unveiling the new logos on our graduation wall. So will our newest alumni companies please join Tabitha over at the alumni wall to unveil your logos? You can go on over.
Come on over, founders. So this is always a really exciting portion of this event that we do here. We always internally as a staff team fight a little bit about who gets to do it. I think, Brian, you're over on this side. And then SmartConcil, you're in the bottom corner here. And then Eagle Vision, you're on the top corner right here. And Mike, it is my honor to unveil your logo for your team. So what's exciting about this wall, as Ruth mentioned, is that these really are the best of the best in Canadian tech. Having your logo on this wall is an achievement and an honor for which we are incredibly proud of these companies. So how we do this is we're all gonna count down from 5 when I say go. And at 1, you guys are gonna unveil your logos, and we'll all join in a round of applause. Following this, we'll have some opportunities for photos, so please feel free to take your time. But once we unveil and we clap, we have a few closing statements, and then we'll be able to take some photos. So I'll join you over here, Brian, if you don't mind. That one's you. Yep, and this one will be you down here, Mike. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Congratulations to you all. It's a true achievement, and we are very excited to have you on our wall as alumni. Before we close, there are a few people that we do need to thank. First and foremost, our wonderful AC staff who helped organize and set up this event today. It's been a while since we've had to move chairs and set up tables and catering. Thank you all for your wonderful help today. I'd also like to thank the Unmarketing group who facilitated all of this great tech and recording, and for those of you who are joining us virtually, have facilitated the wonderful virtual experience that you're having today. Thank you all for your assistance and for your help in making this a true hybrid event. And finally, we'd like to thank our mentors and our board of directors for your ongoing support in making the AC the wonderful community that it is. For those of you who are virtual, thank you for joining us. We will see you at the next one. And for those of you who are in person, please feel free to stay, to network, to take photos, and to enjoy the facility for the afternoon. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.